Hey, Kerry here again. I want to talk to you today about something that I don't think you've ever heard, and I'm going to give you a way that you can improve your listings by acquiring expired listings. And you're going to acquire them directly from the listing agent who lost the listing. So stay with me. It's kind of revolutionary, and I think it might open up a whole new world to you. Okay, the real key to getting expired listings is to have a relationship of some sort with the individual who's giving up their current agent. The current agent did it for 6 months, a year, and maybe even 3 years, and have been unsuccessful in selling the house. So you have to come in and do something different. I think it was Albert Einstein who said the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and expect different results. Well, for the most part, all listing agents do is put up a sign in the yard and create an MLS listing and then wait for a buyer to show up. Well, you need to do something different. But the problem, and I do, I create videos of every house that I list. I walk through the house and I describe it and I build an awareness of it. Then at the same time, I show up for every one of my listing appointments. And I do that for a number of reasons. The biggest one is I'm a salesman. And I recognize that if you've got particularly an expensive and a unique home, somebody's got to sell it. Somebody's got to point out the features and benefits that aren't obvious to a stranger walking through your house with another stranger who maybe they just met in the driveway for the first time. So you've got to be different, and so I am different. So here's the realization I came to recently. There's nothing worse than receiving a phone call or an email stating that, Kerry, I'm no longer in need of your services, I'm moving on and I'm going to try something different. In other words, your listing has expired and I'm going somewhere else. So what happens and what I realize is that shows up on my MLS and I see an opportunity. My problem is these people don't know me. They have no reference point unless I have luckily found them a couple months earlier and found that their house was approaching expiration, and I disseminated some non-soliciting information to them, or they are somehow made it onto my email list and I've sent some information to them, or they stumbled across one of my videos on YouTube and I have some sort of a relationship. But that's a long shot. That's a real long shot. So here's what I started doing, particularly if I could find a house that was very unique and very different, because what that says to me is there's a market for it, but it's a small market. And so you're going to have to do some extensive marketing to find those maybe 7 people in a community of 1.1 million who this house is right for. You're going to have to do some marketing. Well, that's what I do. So what I do is I call or I write an email to the listing agent who has lost the listing, and I say something like, hey, Keith, I see that you lost or your listing on Willow Lake Road expired. It's a very beautiful home. The problem is not enough people know about it. It hasn't been marketed to its target audience. And then I volunteer. I give something. I say, here, this is what I'm doing with my homes, and I include a link to one of my YouTube videos on one of the houses that I've done a walk and talk video. I also then say, and here's another 1-minute video that I use on Facebook and LinkedIn in my mailing to draw attention that then draws them to my website to see the longer video. If I can be of any help to you, give me a call. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. If I can be of any help to you, give me a call. What am I hoping for? Well, I'm number one, I'm promoting my brand. I'm getting my name out in front of my colleagues, the other people in the business. Number two, I'm throwing him a bone. I'm saying, hey, maybe, just maybe, if you go to your client, someone that you have had a year's relationship with, and you say, hey, I'm thinking about teaming up with a guy who really has mastered social media. He has a history of being able to sell unique homes, and he does it through video. And I'd like to set up a time that he and I come out and we talk about what we might be able to do to target market your house to the specific market that it's appropriate for, and how we can get your house sold. Now, what are the odds of that agent calling me? I'll ask you. You've had an expired listing. You felt bad about it. Would you have called me? Or would you just let it go? Just let it go and say, well, SOB, he thinks he's so cool. I'm betting 80% of them will do just that. They won't call me. But there's a lot of expired listings, particularly up in over 750,000, or houses that are out on a creek or a river outside of town that are quite elaborate. I saw one just recently about, maybe 30 miles north of Birmingham on a country club, and it is, the photography inside was done well, the photography outside was done poorly. There were no drone shots, there was no one to walk through the house and explain it. I'm betting I'm going to get 20% of them are going to say, they'll probably go to their broker and say, do you know anything about this guy? Do you think I should call him? And once it starts working out, and once it starts happening, my phone's going to ring. And somebody's going to say, hey, my listing's about to expire, and so-and-so told me that you came in and you helped them. Would you be willing to talk? That's what's going to happen. And I'm sharing this with you. It's pretty detailed. I'm going to share some additional information of how I do the mechanics of it. I think it's real important, as you can see, that you get involved in video, you get involved in a YouTube channel, and you do things that other agents can't or won't do. That is the key. You have to be willing to do things that other agents can't or won't do. And then you have to play upon the reality that the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and over again and expect different results. You need to become the purple cow. Okay, here's how I can help you even further. Go to my website. First of all, go to my website, bestofushomes.com, and see what I'm doing there. Then go to my website, Best of US Agents. This is a tribe I'm building of people that I can then share in writing through email some additional things that I'm doing and some additional opportunities. Then you're also going to see there an opportunity to buy my book. I've written a book that pretty much explains how I'm using social media, how I'm coming up with these ideas, and how I'm putting this different kind of marketing together. And then I cover in the last third of the book about what I believe is going to happen in the real estate industry relative to iBuyers and big players who are coming in to put us out of business. But if we can do things they can't do, and I just described to you one of them that they can't do, we can have a wonderful career in this business. So go to bestofusagents.com, and then I want you also to go to Best of US Agents Facebook group, and it's an open forum where you can share your ideas. And you can ask other agents who have joined it questions about what they're doing and some things that might help your business. So here I am in Jameson Park by the creekside. stooping down so that we can get this video, and my knees are beginning to hurt, so I'm going to have to say goodbye. But stay with it. This business is fun. It really is. If you get out of the do the same thing over and over and expect different results. Let's don't go to insanity. Let's be creative, and let's take advantage of technology and build, no, not build a big business, own the market you choose to serve. That's what I'm going to do.